Hi, Democrats. Today is Wednesday, June 1st, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Live. Happy Wednesday. It's June 1st already. We are at the halfway point, right? Almost to the halfway point of the year. So, couple of things. We have now moved into Pride Month. There will be tons and tons of Pride events. If you've never been, and I don't care where you live, there's probably a Pride event within 45 minutes to an hour of you. If you've never been to a Pride event, go. I think you'll enjoy yourself, and I think you will learn a lot about your friends and neighbors if you don't already know. So happy Pride Month. And the party will be participating in Pride events all over the state. So if you're involved, reach out to your county chair and find out what Pride event your county is participating in. Today is also day 2 of the acknowledgement of what happened during the Tulsa Race Massacre. It started midday, May 31st, 1921, and went overnight into the day of June 1st, 1921. And I think it's important to acknowledge it because we've now talked about it so much that it seems like this little thing that happened once. But it is the devastation lasted more than 24 hours. And I think that merits mention 2 days in a row because it devastated Oklahoma for 2 days in a row. So I wanted to mention that. Those are the things that happened in the past or happen now that I think that we need to talk about. But there's one thing I think that is absolutely worth mentioning and celebrating, and that is that the Starbucks in Oklahoma City on Northwest 23rd had a vote to unionize, and the pro-union vote won. And so the workers at the Starbucks on Northwest 23rd Street in Oklahoma City will soon be a part of a collective bargaining unit. And I think that is a absolute boon to workers' rights and, putting us back on the track of taking care of workers in Oklahoma. So congratulations to the workers at Starbucks in Oklahoma City on Northwest 23rd. So that's happening right now. I think it's a great thing and worth mentioning. I want to spend the rest of my time with you today talking about what you can do, how you can have an effect, and how you can influence the election going forward. There are 3 thus far that I am aware of, 3 petition initiatives, petitions that are going around, initiative petitions that are going around Oklahoma that give you an opportunity to vote with your signature on what you want our legislature to be focused on. These petitions are about marijuana. They are not a part of the party. I mention them because they are an opportunity for you. There are times when our legislature lets us down. There are times when we want issues talked about, dealt with, handled, made into law that our legislators are not focused on. And in this instance, the organizers of these petitions, there are three petitions, have decided that this is an issue that needs to be in the hand of the voters. So there are 3. So before you just sign your little life away, please ask the person who's asking you to sign to explain it to you if it's something that you wanted to be involved in. I just wanted to mention that because I'm always talking about voting, because I do think that voting is the cornerstone of what we do, and it's very important. But there are other ways for you to participate in this democracy. It requires somebody to have the idea, put it in writing, get past the Secretary of State, and get enough signatures. But it is another way for you to be involved in this democracy, direct democracy. I don't want to mention that on there. So if you haven't encountered someone asking you to sign, reach out, put it on Facebook, tell people what town you're in and what you're interested in. And I bet somebody will find you for your signature. So that's that. And like I said, I don't want to explain them because they're not part of the party, and I don't want people to get confused, and I don't want to thwart any bipartisan action. But there is another way for you to get involved. Now, back to my normal programming. This Friday is June 3rd. June 3rd is the last day to be for you to be able to be registered and able to participate in the primary on June 23rd. June 3rd, this Friday, is the last day for you to be able to register to vote and still be able to participate in the election on June 28th this month. So if you're not registered, or you know somebody who's not registered, today is Wednesday. You have until Friday to get registered. And it's still not too late to request your absentee ballot. It's super easy. Go out to the Oklahoma State Election Board, click on the voter portal, put in your name, your birthday, and click that you want your absentee ballot sent to your home. Click the one that says for the rest of the year, so that you don't have to do it before every election, because that means that you have to know when the elections are coming. If you do the one for the rest of the year, there are several elections for the rest of the year. We have the primary, we have the runoff, and then we also have the main election in November. So instead of you having to memorize those dates, if you click the box, you'll get a ballot sent in the mail, and you'll know when they're happening. Not too late to register, not too late to request your absentee ballot. Now, I want to talk about, I have been out and about in the public dealing with Democrats who I haven't seen for a while, because I really did do the whole lockdown thing, right? So I'm out and about, and I'm talking to Democrats, and Democrats are circling me when I go to events, and folks are more active because it is an election season, and people are more active on Facebook. And here's an allegation that I've heard at least twice in the last 24 hours, that the party is putting their thumb on the election for certain folks. If you watch me, you know that that is not the truth. That I talk about the primary election. We have a primary election coming up on June 28th. That is where, if there are two people in the party running for the same office, you have an opportunity to pick who you want. That's what a primary is. It's when two people in the same office, two people are running for the same office in the same party, two people. So you have to vote for the one you want. Here's the big secret. In a democracy, the person who gets the most votes wins. I know that it's sexy and it works well when your person doesn't win to blame it on a rigged system, that there's a fix-in. The person who gets the most votes wins. And I say that as an Oklahoma Democrat who keeps voting for folks. And a lot of times my person doesn't win because I'm a Democrat in Oklahoma. But the reality is the person who gets the most votes wins. So we have a primary in several of our House seats, in one of our state Senate seats, in one of our U.S. Senate seat, and in our gubernatorial race as Democrats. We have multiple primaries on the Democratic side. There will be multiple people on your ballot in most instances. Well, at least for governor and state senator, the Langford seat. The party doesn't pick. Now, as a human being, as one person, I know who I'm going to vote for, but that's my business and that's my right. But I'm not telling you who to vote for in a primary. The party is not telling you who to vote for in a primary. And if you're one of the many, many people that I've run into in the last couple of weeks when I've been out in public who've cornered me and tried to whisper to me and ask me who you should vote for in the Senate seat, you know, and I hope that you'll testify that I start telling you about the 6 candidates that we have so that you can make your own personal informed decision. We have 6 candidates running for that Senate seat. I'm strongly encouraging you to go out to okdemocrats.org and do your research. We have their links to their websites and their social media when they have them. And if they've agreed to be on Scott's show, we have that video. Go out, learn about the candidates, and make your choice. In that Senate seat, we have 6 candidates. In the governor's seat, we have 2 candidates. There are several House seats that have multiple candidates. The party stays neutral during the primary. Be clear, the party stays neutral. And for those of you who have heard that the party is funneling money to certain candidates, I need you to pay a little bit more attention. I've been very, very clear. The party doesn't have a whole lot of extra money. The party stays neutral. And with regards to the party funneling money, we don't have money to funnel. We are using our money to run the website. We're using our money to help candidates with van. We're using our money to make sure that we're staying up front in the media so that people know what's going on, and to have events to raise money. That's what we're using it for. That's what we're doing. We don't traditionally, and we haven't since I've been chair, we don't write checks to candidates because we can't. When we have written checks for candidates, that's because a sub-organization of the party has decided to donate. So a women's federation has decided to donate for the women's candidate, but I will tell you, in my time as chair, they've only done it after the primary, because that's how it works. The candidate who gets the most votes wins. So if you are a supporter of one of the candidates who are in a primary race, rather than looking for somebody to blame before the votes have been cast, I strongly encourage you to get behind your candidate and do what you can to make sure that the candidate that you support gets the most votes. That's how it works. If you support candidate A, you need to donate your time, energy, effort, and money to candidate A so they have all the tools available to them to win. That's it. Don't spend any time worrying about candidate B, because candidate B is over there doing those things. And that's in every race. If you support a candidate who is in a primary, I need you to support that candidate, time, energy, effort, and money. Because the candidate who gets the most votes, and how you get the most votes is you're out there talking to people, and you're raising money, and you're convincing people that you are what is good for Oklahoma. Thank you, Marianne. The books are open. Anybody can go and check guardian.gov and see how the party spends its money. But pick your candidate and support your candidate. Run through the tape. And the tape is June 28th. Do what you need to do. Drive your candidate around. Donate money. Do postcards. Do phone banks. Do what you can for the candidate that you support to be the one who gets the most votes. I can't say it enough. I've danced around it. I've hinted at it. I've said this now for 2 years. Pick a candidate to support and support that candidate. Find a candidate you believe in, find a candidate you support, and then support them. And supporting them means giving your time, energy, effort, and treasure. Thank you, Jana Harkins. Time, energy, effort, and treasure to that candidate so that they are in the best position to get their word out to the most voters so that they get the most amount of votes. So what can you do? Pick a candidate. Support your candidate. And when you hear people talking about all this other bish bang nonsense, remind them to support their candidate. Where they're mad about what the other candidate is doing, remind them that this is an opportunity for their candidate to do the hard work and get elected. That's what we're here for. And I respect and am glad that Democrats have choices, that Democrats have options. That is an awesome position to be in. We have choices and we have options. So I'm asking you to support your choice, support your option, and hope that they get the most amount of votes. And then take some time. If your person doesn't make it, take some time, regroup. And then on July 1st, get behind whoever gets who gets out of the primary, because they gotta be better than what we're forced with now. You know what we have now. Alrighty, thanks for joining me. I think I'll be back here tomorrow at 4:15. I'll see you tomorrow at 4:15, or somebody will be. You guys have a great one.